All right, here we go. Here we go. Part 2 of the free agency top 10 list. 5-1. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man J.Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Special guest Terrence Ross, a.k.a. Terry from the Terry and Trey Show, is back. Fellas, another edition of the Offseason Central. Another day closer to the start of free agency. Let's kick this off by overreacting to today's news.
Yeah.
And you know, a couple tidbits, man. Listen, first and foremost, yesterday we announced that the Lakers put themselves in the proper position to get back into this free agency game. They cleared up $32 million in cap space. Today we hear that they will be meeting with Kawhi Leonard, bringing a contingent of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and yes, the Magic Man is coming to the table, man.
What is happening?
You can't make it up, man.
You can't.
You can't make it up.
How did you quit and you still go to work?
They still got Magic back, baby. Magic is family, man.
That's the opposite of the Friday movie. Like, how does that? I don't understand. How does that happen?
You can't make it up, man. The Magic Man literally has 9 lives, man. 9 lives, man.
Magic's just gonna be in the corner of the room with the head shaking meme.
Yeah.
Nah, but they actually did report at the end that apparently he cannot attend. I think the initial news was that he was gonna be there.
Yeah.
Then it came out like, you know, I guess league rules or whatever that he couldn't attend.
Yeah.
But it brings up something I was just talking to you guys about before we started. Look at who the Lakers can bring to meetings, man. And I hope we could be there someday where we could roll out 3, 4, 5 recent legends.
Yeah.
You're a young kid growing up in the 90s. You know, some of these kids were born in 2000. Imagine seeing Kobe and Shaq coming to the meeting talking about, come join the crew.
Facts.
Right?
We
Like
can't bring Steve Novak to the table, man.
Nah.
Why not? CP?
Nah, we can't bring
Steve
Pablo and them.
came on this show. Everybody be hyped.
We can't bring Pablo and them back to the table, man. No way, man.
Copeland. You gotta bring Copeland. Copeland's in. You gotta bring Copeland.
You gotta bring my dread brethren, dog. You gotta bring Copeland.
Bring Copeland to the table. No way, man. But listen, in all seriousness, man, a big 3 of Kawhi, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. What do you guys think about this, man?
Whack. That's whack.
Go ahead, Terry.
I hate it. I'm about to go. I hate it. After all these years of the Warriors ruining the NBA, blah, 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 this is worse. These are three top 5 guys. You know, you got 2 of the guys who are proven #1 options on championship winning teams, multiple. Well, even though Kawhi was #1 back in San Antonio.
Yeah.
But they're proven that roster is disgusting. If Golden State isn't there, I'm like, it ruins the NBA for me. Obviously, we're going to keep watching everything. But to me, I was so excited to see this breakup, this shakeup.
Yeah.
See where all the pieces would lie at the end of the summer. Now you're just going to go run out like even crazier, at least core 3 than what the Warriors had. Like, I mean, listen, it could not work. There's so many things that could go you've seen it with the Lakers before with the Nash, Dwight Howard thing. But man, you're adding Kawhi off a Finals MVP, amazing performance.
That would be crazy.
A rejuvenated LeBron, who you know, after finally having some time off and getting this season, is about to come out on some.
LeBron smells blood, man. LeBron smells blood.
And AD been chilling too. Like AD and LeBron are both coming in relaxed and fresh as hell after the season they just had.
True indeed.
With Kawhi, man, I would hate it. I mean, I want to beat the Lakers. I'm excited for us to get stars and beat the Lakers. But that 3, Kawhi, don't do it.
Yeah, and you never know, J.Ellis, man, because even if they did that and got Kawhi Leonard and didn't have no money, you could trade Kuzma now and go get a piece. You know, go get a piece that could probably help you, man. But what's your take on this potential big 3, J.Ellis?
I hate it too, man. Like, first of all, it's the Lakers, so I gotta live from hearing these Lakers fans. Second of all, the Kawhi Leonard view, like, this doesn't seem like the Kawhi I love, man. Like, this is Kawhi. Like, this is off brand. Does he Kawhi know this?
I mean, listen, we don't know who Kawhi Leonard is. Do we really know who Kawhi Leonard is?
I thought I knew.
No way,
I thought
man.
he was a guy who didn't care. He didn't care about super teams. He can just take the world on dolo and win the chip by himself. I thought that was.
I mean, listen. He wanted to be traded. Who knew he wanted to get traded to the Raptors? He didn't want to get traded to the Raptors.
No, but But he's choosing to take. He's choosing a meeting with the Lakers.
He wants
Rose
to.
himself said. Rose was like, "This is not Kawhi like."
Oh, come on, man. No, listen. Nobody knows what Kawhi Leonard is, man.
We don't know, man.
We don't know, Terry, man. He wants to go home, man, and it's not to the damn Clippers. So give me a break. It's either the Raptors. It's either the Raptors or the Lakers. Stop with the Clippers nonsense, man. There's no way, man.
You telling me he had the Lakers on the radar? You thought he had the Lakers on the radar?
Of course, the whole time. It only makes sense.
Kawhi?
It only makes sense.
Kawhi had the Lakers the whole year.
Yes.
He had it last year. I know last year.
CP, don't lie to me.
Come on,
last year he definitely did. Here's the thing, man. I just saw, shout out to Carlos Martinez in the chat asking about Uncle Dennis. I know Magic and Uncle Dennis are supposedly tight, but I know on our side, I think, isn't Perry or Mills kind of know Uncle Dennis? So we'll see. I think Uncle Dennis is the one pulling the strings.
Well, listen,
here,
according to Berman, Uncle Dennis is a Knicks fan or something like that, man.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Kawhi, we don't know what Kawhi wants.
We don't know.
My only thing is, he rested a ton this season, right? Load management. Huge deal. They're deep as hell in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to LA with that vetman roster, the G League All-Star roster they're about to build, he's gonna have to play heavy minutes with LeBron and AD. And, I mean, probably more than he would have to play with Toronto. Let's just say that.
More than Toronto, but with the Clippers, he'd have to do the same thing. He'd have to carry the team.
Yeah.
I mean, him and LeBron were working out. Remember him, LeBron, and KD working out in LA a couple of years ago? There's that picture of them. So I think he might like LeBron in a way we don't think. He might be looking at LeBron like, yo, LeBron's the MJ. I could be Pippen.
Man, he's supposed to stop LeBron. We don't do this already.
LeBron wins again, man. LeBron wins again, man. All right, let's flip the topics. Kevin Durant watch once again. Today it was announced. Today I woke up in a great mood today, man. Because not only is it Friday, not only was it payday, but it was announced by Ian Begley, our guy, that the Nets are not the front runners for KD. That is all fake news. And I trust Begley more than I trust anybody, man. Today was a good day. Today was a good day.
Yeah, it was.
Go ahead, J.Ellis.
It was good. Any day I wake up to some New Jersey Nets slander, I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That was beautiful to hear. Beautiful to hear. You know what I mean? No matter what happens, I'm just glad to hear it's not the Nets.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Even if the Knicks lose, if the Nets lose, I'm good.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. It's a beautiful day. But we also heard that Golden State, obviously, you know, they're going to do everything they can to keep him. They're going to offer him the max bag this weekend, 5 years, $221 million. Hey, we'll see. And Terry, you just heard that he will give all 4 teams a meeting, right?
Yeah, Woj tweeted out a couple minutes before we started here. So you got the Clippers, the Nets, the Knicks, and the Warriors. I wonder, I can't remember exactly the order, but I know the Knicks and the Warriors were the last 2. I wonder if that's the order of the meetings. Because I know getting the last meeting is a big deal. Yeah. I think as we've seen before that Kawhi is definitely giving Toronto the last meeting. And it would make sense that KD would also give, you know, usually the incumbent team is the one that gets the last chance to pitch.
So wait, that order is...
It's not set. That's the order that Woj tweeted it in.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of wondering, you know, however, if you think logistically, KD's in New York right now, he's probably going to, you know, and the team's going to come out here. He said he's not leaving. So all the, you know, the order of the meetings, all that stuff is not in the play. But man, I'll tell you, Fizdale in a room, this Don Draper in Mad Men.
Yeah. It's Fizdale's time, man. Fizz got to show up.
I trust him, man. I trust Fizdale in the room more than I trust him with the clipboard right now.
I mean, Fizdale versus Kerr, though, that's a tough one, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I think if he's going to Golden State, I don't even think it's being convinced by them. I just think it's like he already knows why he'd be staying. I think I think Kerr, he knows Kerr so well at this point. There's nothing Kerr's gonna do in that room or say that's gonna be so different.
It's true. That
is true, man. We have the new girlfriend effect, man. We have the grass and greener thing going on. We got a whole dirty relationship, and the new thing walk by. You like, oh, I want some of that. We might be that. We might be that. He know who Kerr is.
It's the RJ effect, man.
It could be that, man.
It's the RJ effect, J.Ellis. What can we say, man?
I know we're gonna get into Mr. Durant a little bit later in the show, so I'm sure we got a lot.
Go ahead, J.Ellis. Go ahead.
Here's the thing that worries me though, because man, KD changes his mind so fast.
Yeah.
like earlier today, reports came out that said he doesn't know if he's gonna take meetings. Then I felt like 5 minutes later it said, oh, he's only taking meetings over the phone. And now he's meeting with he's meeting with everybody. Before it was only supposed to be New York and the Nets.
I'm telling you, man.
New York Nets and Golden State. Now it's everybody. So it's like, man.
You just never know. You just never know, man.
Fizdale's right now. He's like a college kid. He got the coffee. He got the PowerPoint open. He's dragging pictures. He's putting graphics. He's putting music. I think if one thing I trust, I don't think Fizdale, Perry, and Mills. Honestly, when Mills is talking his business stuff, he's on point.
Yeah.
So if you have that meeting in there, obviously you got the all back front office. I'm sure that's gonna be a plus. To KD just even seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think we lose in the meeting. That's what I'm trying to say. I know we lost LeBron in the meeting, even if he had other ideas in 2010. I wasn't confident in the Donnie Walsh meetings, the Donnie Walsh, Mike D'Antoni meetings.
Yeah.
But I'm very confident that free agents who meet with us will leave with a good impression. I really trust these guys, talking about their vision. Now, they don't decide, whatever, that could be other factors, but I don't think we'll lose it because of what was said in the meeting or how we ran the meeting. But we gotta bring Royal Ivy. We gotta bring anything.
Bring a bacon, egg, and cheese, a chopped cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
All of that, man.
All of that.
All of that.
And the thing is, too, like, if Woj, because Woj is kind of talking about what he feels like is important to KD, and he was mentioning, like, building a business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And things that are like, if you're talking about building a business and legacy, New York is the place to be. So when Woj was talking about everything that's important, I just kept thinking, man, that's New York.
Yeah.
Man, that's New York.
Man, my guy's gonna have a torn Achilles and the #1 jersey in the league.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Other Knicks news that was kind of weird. Mark Berman reported earlier this morning. We spoke about Terry Rozier last night.
Your boy.
Yeah. Mark Berman of the Post is reporting that the Knicks would be interested in a short-term deal. But I think the funnier part was he claims that people in the organization consider him at the same line as Kyrie Irving. J.Ellis, who are these people in the organization, man? Is it Bobby the janitor?
It's the custodian.
Is it the custodian Bill that been there for like 25 years? Like,
yeah, it's when you go in the aisle and then they like the guy is like, yo, you sit here.
The ushers?
Yeah.
That guy.
He said, you sit here, bro.
Berman's about to come at you, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We probably just ruined our next interview, bro.
Right? You trashing my man's career.
Berman's people's, actually.
Nah, that's people's, man.
Berman's people's,
yeah, but that slang word, summon the organization, man. That's such a hot word these days.
Big as hell. I'm like, listen, Scary Terry, you have the same conversation last year. It sounds so different, right? Off of that playoffs.
Facts.
I don't think who he was this season is actually who he will be for the rest of his career. I think it's maybe somewhere between the peak of what we saw in the playoffs last season, and what we saw, what we kind of a low point this season. But I don't think he's as bad as this season. But as we said yesterday, I just don't feel that gap between, forgetting Kyrie, I don't think the gap between him and DSJ is worth the investment.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember, investing in Terry Rozier is literally the opportunity. It's not just like you plug it in and they can play together. You're kind of picking and choosing between which one's going to be your future guy.
It's too much, man.
Yeah, so I'm like, what? Come on, man. We already got DSJ. Even though his jumper looked really bad in that Instagram clip I saw yesterday.
Facts.
But I want to see him get a season, man.
I'd like to see him get a full season. J.Ellis, the article also says that they would add Rozier with eyes of him being a starter. Front office still views Frank as a shooting guard. Brad still isn't determined if Smith is their future at the position after he tailed off and sustained the disc issues. You be the judge, man.
It's too early, man. I've been praising Ninja P for everything he's doing, but now it's getting a little scary that they're not trying to pick a direction and move with it.
Yeah.
They're just projecting new pieces. How do you automatically going to claim this guy to be the starter when DSJ was only here for half a season?
He's only here half a season, man. I agree.
And not even half a season because he was injured.
Yeah, right.
A third of a season.
Yeah. I mean, I said it yesterday, man. I said, listen, I either want a point guard who's going to be a cut above the rest, or someone who's going to fill in that backup duty, be a mentor, veteran leadership. If not, I'm rolling with DSJ. I'll roll with Frank. I'll roll with ISO, Kadeem Allen if you want to bring him back. Yep. I'd rather just go that route than bring in Terry Rozier, man, to be honest with you guys, man.
Yep. I think you got to time your investments as a franchise, right? Like, there are guys who change the whole course of the team. That's like your KD, your Kawhis, possibly your Kyries. But these other guys, when you make, you don't have to make that investment.
Yeah.
I'm like, stay patient, stay open.
Listen,
you don't know when Jamal Murray, let's say Jamal Murray somehow gets upset and it's telling you in the next year, yo, I want to be in Denver anymore. Now you could maybe get a sharpshooter. You know what I mean? The way the league is now, everyone's requesting trades. I'm like, I want to put this money into Terry Rozier's hands. Off a bad season too. Like, you talk about maxing contract your guys after they had a good season. What about giving dudes money after they had a bad season?
Yeah. Honestly, with that, I'd rather take a flyer on Brogdon if he slips loose. Highly doubt, but I'd rather take a flyer on Brogdon to add him to the mix if that's the case.
Yeah, and you know what it is? The timing is so bad too because DSJ, like, isn't this his last year?
No, he got
he should be about 2 more.
But they gotta pick up his option the same way.
They need to pick up his option. So it's like,
but they probably will, because I think even he's at his worst, he'll get you a 2nd round pick still. I feel in that point here, but
maybe.
Yeah, damn. It got dark for DSJ.
It got dark for DSJ real fast, man. But that was the major news of the day. 2 more days of free agency. Shout out to Knicks Nation, wherever you guys are watching from. Salute to everybody watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch. This is the home for the diehard Knicks fan. If you are a diehard Knicks fan who likes to talk about Knicks news, Knicks rumors, and post-game live fan reactions after every game, hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell wherever you guys are watching from. Okay, so yesterday we started our top 10 free agents. Thought that was a pretty good show, man.
Oh yeah,
it was fun.
Thought that was pretty good, man. So we did 10 through 6. Let's do 5 through 1 and overreact to it. All right. So number 5, it's a strange one because, I like this guy. I've always been a fan of this guy. But it just seems like he just don't want to come home, man.
What is it with these players not want to come home?
It just seems like he just don't want to come home.
Why do players not want to come home?
This is Terry's 5 actually, and that's Kemba, man.
Kemba at my 5, but I think we should all discuss her because you have him coming up. I think at this point with Kemba, I think we're all resigned to he's not coming. He has different goals. Never seemed like a guy who wanted to be here. We were talking before, man. Being at home, especially in a place like New York where you grew up, people know you. You got auntie calling about this cookout, your cousin talking about this birthday party, and it was easy to not go when you're in Charlotte. They wouldn't even call you. They knew you weren't here. Now you're here. They talk about, he's changing up on us. He got the new money. Now he's Broadway. He's not Mount Vernon anymore.
Man. It's true.
I think Kemba just kind of knew. Talk about the ticket requests. Like, there's so much outside of just playing on the court. His whole week in New York would just be bombarded with.
That's the only thing that really makes sense to me, man.
Yeah, that's the only reason I feel him just being like not even interested.
Yeah.
And he's a low key dude. That's the thing. Kemba's always been a low key guy. He would have stayed in Charlotte if MJ offered him the bag, and that's a fact. So he was on what was Kemba on, like $12 million a year for like the last 3-4 seasons. Like he took less money than he needed. He's that kind of guy. So.
That's MJ's kind of guy. Keep it cheap. Keep it nice and cheap.
I can see Kemba in Boston. We're hearing it. It seems like a done deal. Yeah. It makes sense for him. And funny, I think Boston way better team next year with Kemba over Kyrie. I think the fit's gonna work.
I like them. I like Kemba with that squad. J.Ellis, what about you, man?
Yeah, man. At least the attitude. Yeah. He's a humble guy. He's not gonna give him any problems. But Kyrie is still overall a better player, better percentages. Better finisher, better shooter in general, but Kemba can still do some damage with that crew, and he's not going to disrupt things. So, I mean, I like Kemba. I would love Kemba to be here. I would love for Kevin Durant to make that call. And Kemba's like, hey, just wait 1 more year, young fella, and I'll be right back. But just got in the cards. It seemed like he wasn't interested when KD was going to be here healthy, and now that KD is not healthy.
Yeah. puts it behind the 8 ball. I mean,
that's a great point.
Maybe, I don't know, does he feel slighted that he wasn't really the first option ahead of Kyrie? You know, is it an ego thing? We've always been talking KD, Kyrie, and kind of Kemba as kind of secondary. I don't know. I would love to know, you know, the rationale for not even giving us a meeting. It seems like it's not going to happen.
It seems like he's about to be signed, you know, Sunday night. Like you're going to hear 4-year to the Celtics.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always skeptical about Kemba age, guards, but obviously the age, but guards who are like 6 foot 6'1" tend to decline quick once they hit 30. It's like running back.
He's been durable though.
But he has been, right? But
durable.
sometimes that drop off, you don't see it coming.
Right.
So I was worried about Kemba on that, not in the early years, but definitely the 3rd and 4th year. But I was never worried about him if KD was coming, right? My worry would.
Yeah, that's true. If KD is not here to carry the whole season by himself, it might be. Even his 3-point shooting has gone down from last season to this season. I mean, I know it's hard to say because he dropped like a 60 piece.
He did. Yeah.
But if you look at his shooting percentages from 3 from this season to last season, it dropped off a good notch. So I don't know if it's the start of it or not, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when he hits the Celtics.
Let's see. I like that look, though. I like that look for Kemba,
works.
Man.
Even if he's a little bit, you know, Kyrie and Kemba are so comparable, right? Because Kyrie's like the trust fund kid that got to be in the best situations, and Kemba's like the hood kid in the worst ones. And
the worst.
So I definitely think he's on a good team. You'll see a lot more out of Kemba. I think those percentages go up potentially. But, you know, and I think personality-wise, he'll fit in Boston in the way that Kyrie couldn't. And I think they're a better team. I think Kemba's, for them, listen, to lose Kyrie, but get Kemba, they should be.
I think Horford will be a big loss for them. I got to see who they're going to slide in at the 4.
Al is huge for them, man.
Yeah, Horford, that's their toughness because I don't know who's going to assume that role. I don't know if they bring the Morris twin back. Maybe it's Jaylen Brown. I don't know who's gonna, you know, develop that Boston mentality. That's Kemba, like you said. You know, Kemba can do it. Wish it was here, but yeah, I wish him luck, man. I'm glad he's leaving Charlotte. That's a death sentence. You know, get out of there. So
good for us too with the upcoming picks, man. Because what is it, 2020 and 2021, we have the seconds. So we're about to get so next year they're about to be garbage. So we're going to get a pick between 30 and 35 most likely, which is great. You know, that means you could package that, move up into the first.
Yeah.
That could be a trade. You got so many options with high second-round picks.
And also, once the high schoolers get in, that's a deeper draft pool as well. So we'll see if that, you know, is enacted within that time frame.
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth. So that 2020, that 20 and 21 is looking real nice for the Knicks. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's why I kind of want to keep the books, unless we're getting amazing guys. I want to keep the books free because I'm looking at like that. And Knicks fans are going to say we always talk about the future, but you got to do that as well. You got to be in both the present and the future. But, you know, you look at Dallas and the Hornets pick and some cap space and our pick, you might be able to put together a package for that next star that says they want to leave. You got to keep, you know, you got to stay flexible.
Yeah.
And they plan on doing that. That's why they're doing the 2-year deals right now. It's really about the young kids right now.
Yeah.
It's really all about the young kids. And, I mean, in 2 seasons, that's when the next big free agency market can actually hit in 2 seasons from now.
Right.
When you have Giannis and De'Aaron Fox and all these other guys in the market. But, we should be all right. We just need to find the right guys. I still don't do no Terry Rozier stuff.
I'm not with it, man. But our guy at 5, J.Ellis, was the hometown kid, Tobias Harris. Had a good year this year, man.
Yeah. Next year.
20 and 8, damn near 50% from the field, 40% from 3. Career season high 39 and 11. That's our small ball 4.
Yeah.
You know, that's our small ball 4. Pattern his game after Melo, as we know. You know, listen, at the right price, I'd bring him home. I wouldn't necessarily give him a max deal. I'm not sure what Philly's gonna do, because if they trade Jimmy Butler, you would think that they would keep Tobias. They need scoring. It ain't gonna come from Ben Simmons, so they need somebody on the wing to score. Yeah,
but the thing is, they're gonna prioritize Jimmy Butler. So usually what happens when somebody prioritizes somebody else first, feelings kind of get hurt. And they start looking elsewhere. So look for him to look elsewhere if they're trying to court Jimmy Butler. I know I think I read somewhere that he's trying to look at Utah. But maybe the Knicks might be able to swoop in and give him a year or 2 and see what happens. Like, he's from New York, too. Isn't he Long Island?
He's a Long Island guy, man.
Wasn't there no Queens at all? I don't know why I had a Queens idea about him. It's only L.I.?
Yeah, he's an L.I. dude. He's an LI dude, yeah.
Nah, Tobias is good. I'm a sucker for hometown guy. I still want more Harkless.
If still want more Harkless, right?
Yo, let's get more Harkless in here.
Yeah.
So, Tobias is nice, super efficient.
Man.
Out in LA where he had to really run that squad this year. I mean, they were deep as hell, obviously, but he really showed a lot as the main scoring option. I like him. I kind of weird because he's been traded, he's been on 6 teams, right?
Yes.
Like,
6?
He's been a jerk. Yeah.
So wait, he was on Orlando. He was on the Clippers.
Detroit. He was on Detroit. He was on Milwaukee. People forget. He was on the Bucks for a year and didn't play. Then he got traded to Orlando, I think, in the Brandon Jennings deal. And then he was on the 76ers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was in Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 76ers. So I think it's is that 6 teams or 5? Whatever. This is the first time, though, that he could pick where he's going. So someone who's been thrown around the league, for him, he's 27, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
like 26, right?
He's 26, sorry, yeah.
Perfect age, right? So for him, after being sent everywhere, this is the first time he can say, I'm going here, I'm going to commit. This team is going to commit to me. I don't got to worry about moving my bags every year.
True.
So I know it's a big summer for him. But he's definitely in that second tier. It's a player, we were talking about this earlier too, right? Like how we're so scarred by the past.
Yeah.
Look at the downside of everything, right? So we see Tobias at 26, and it's exciting because he's someone who, is, potentially going to get better. But our immediate thought is, oh no, we're maxing a guy who's not the top level.
You're totally right, man. You're totally right, man. But
I'm not mad. Like, I'm a sucker for efficient players, dog. Like, he's shooting 48% from the field and 39% from 3, and 7 rebounds a game. That is nothing to sneeze, and 20 points a game.
It's nothing to sneeze at, man.
And 26.
That's nothing to sneeze at, man.
That's not it's nothing to sneeze at, dog.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
He's honestly, like, obviously money aside, he's the perfect guy at the 4 for us.
Perfect at the 4.
Like, literally perfect. He's tougher than he looks.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be, hyped to play home in New York in the Garden. Stretch the floor perfectly. Like, we've been talking about all these stretch guys, and there've been like issues with a lot of them. With Tobias, you're getting not just the height, but and then he can take you off the dribble too. So it's not just like a Mirotic. He'll be the number 1 option. This is a guy who's going to score 20 points a game.
It really is Melo Jr. out there, man.
Yeah, he took KP off the dribble all the time. I remember.
Oh, he killed us. He always killed us. Only thing, he really didn't show up that well for the Sixers in the playoffs, man. I was looking for him to assume a bigger role, especially with Ben Simmons kind of struggling. He didn't really do it for me in the playoffs, man. I thought they would really kind of activate him a little bit. I was expecting him to do so, but he didn't really take it to that next level.
What was his role, though? Because it's like
weird role on that team, man.
Yeah.
You have damn near 4 superstars, and this guy is probably like the best, like, catch and shoot from the corner 3 guy. So now you're just like the overpaid guy who sits in the corner and waits for the 3. Like,
a lot of adjustments had to be made. That's what I thought. I thought the chemistry, just wasn't there yet for them, because I thought matchup wise and talent wise, I thought they could have went all the way.
Yeah, man.
When they had those guys, I thought they really could have taken it all.
Trade, I was like, damn, that's a lot to deal with in the program. Let me ask you guys this: talking on the whole thing of like us being scared to give anyone money. If we ended this summer with, let's say we get Tobias and D'Lo, but we get them for a little less than the $27 million. Let's say we get them both for 23 on 3-year deals, right? So you're getting D'Lo 23 to 26 years old. You're getting Tobias 26 to 29. And you kind of have a starting lineup if you really like for the future kind of set, because then you're looking at RJ, you got Mitch, you got Tobias, you got D'Lo at the point, and then Kevin, knock whatever you want to do there. But the point is, where do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 if that's where we end up? Because obviously at this point we did try for the Kawhis and KDs.
Yeah.
Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I feel like I don't want that at all, but I'm also trying to be a bit more. You know what I mean? Trying to just not be my whole nothing but max, whatever.
I feel
on a 3-year deal.
3-year deals each. So now I'll do the plus side is we know we're actually going to be competitive for the foreseeable future, and they'll try to keep building. The downside is obviously that's capping your ceiling, right?
The thing is though, with that scenario, is like who is going to be the guy, man? Somebody has to assert themselves as the guy. In crunch time, who's going to be the guy that we go to? Is it going to be Tobias? Is it going to be RJ? Is it going to be D'Lo? Do you trust? You know what I mean? We don't know RJ yet. Well, from what we see from D'Lo and Tobias, who's going to be the closer? We need a closer, man.
Yeah, we do. I think it depends to a lot of what faith people have in RJ. Because RJ, there's some people who's like, this guy is going to be the franchise savior.
Yeah.
Other guys just looking at the fact that he really can't shoot right now and he can't really go right that well. And he has issues in his games, which we will see this season. But he has that mentality to be that guy. But, there's a lot more to be got to see.
Yeah. I mean, listen, according to their philosophy, I wouldn't see it happening. But what do you think, J.Ellis?
You know what it is, too? Like, we do need a closer. And it's, like, weird because we would be probably a playoff team, maybe like 42 wins or something. But like to get that closer, we're gonna need some type of flexibility. We probably have to trade for one. The Raptors. But then if you have two people there who's already 20 mil, I feel like it might be harder to. I mean, I guess you have to trade a bunch
stuck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, I don't think like I said, I don't think Perry. I don't even want that. I just wanted to see what you guys thought because I don't think Perry's going to do that anyway. I don't think he's going beyond 2 years. I think he's really locked into kind of our collective mindset.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, also we got to see which one of the guys on our team pops because you never know what could happen with that. I think specifically that Knox, RJ, Mitch,
yeah,
which I think one of those guys might hit a higher level than we think.
I feel like Knox. I don't know how about his ISO ability, but I feel like he has like that ice water, like shooter ability. Like he has that Horace Grant ish. Like I've seen him hit a few corner threes. But
can he break his man down off the dribble when we need a go-to bucket? Neither him nor RJ have that type of blow-by athleticism. RJ's working on it. Knox doesn't have it just yet.
Yeah, Knox can stand in the corner and hit a clutch three. Right. He can't break down his man.
That's the thing. Who's going to be the go-to guy? Who can develop into that go-to
RJ
guy?
can break down his man, but then he's not going to hit that shot.
RJ jumper, man, that's going to be seeing what that looks like. If it gets better, what it is at the next level is going to be huge regardless of what happens.
Summer League
time. Yeah, man. But let's take a break in the action. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. We have about 600 people on this Friday checking in. Free agency. The fan base is anxiously anticipating what's going to happen. Shout out to Justin Areola. We linked up with Justin at the Slattery's at the draft party. Terry was there. New York guy, what's going on? Delano's in here. Shout out to Delano. Hulk, what's going on? Robin, up in Canada, what up? Jarrell Williams, what's going on? BKB's in here. Jermaine Watson, J.Ellis, who you got?
First of all, Sammy Sosa said, what about Trick? Trick hit that shot. Actually, absolutely right.
You know what? And he'll take it.
And he wants it, man.
He will take it.
ISO wants that moment. All right. Hey, that might be who it is this year. Right. That might be who it is this year, you know?
You're right about that, Sam. Yo, he might be the closer.
He might be the closer this year.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Rich Jim, Macho Man, Logic, NY Giants 2019, Kareem Maloney, Sammy Soso, Rich Jim, Alan Duarte. What's going on, Knicks Nation? I see you guys out here.
Yeah, man. So let's get into, and shout out to everybody on the phones. We're going to get to the phones as soon as we run through this list. So at number 4, me and JL said Kemba at number 4. We already got into him. But Terry. Now,
I try to make a last-minute call to the commissioner to take my man off the list. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, man. Jimmy Butler here. But for the record, we discussed Kemba already, so this is good. We'll all get into Jimmy right now. Jimmy Buckets, give me the money, Jimmy Buckets, but...
You still there?
I was saying, give me the stats on Jimmy.
The stats on Jimmy?
Put it up. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. 18 points a game, 4 dimes, 34% shooting for Jimmy at 3, and 46% overall in the field, 38 and 10. I mean, Butler's a scrapper, man. Let me fix my highlights up here, but Jimmy's a scrapper.
1.8 steals, buddy. 1.8 steals.
Yeah. He's that's the defense we need right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're stacked at the wing, right? So the Jimmy thing looks worse and worse as time goes on. My only real argument for Jimmy, because I don't think he's the cancer people paint him as. While I think Cat and Wiggins a special breed of not so much Cat because he's pretty committed, but Andrew Wiggins is just like one of these guys who just seems to be happy with everything else in the NBA except actually getting better at basketball. So I can see a competitor like Jimmy who came from the bottom. Like, this is a guy who was like a 22-year-old rookie getting no minutes, had to grind his way to becoming any kind of star. So I can see him, I can see him looking at a guy like Wiggins just getting the bag and being like pissed about that or about his effort level. But Jimmy would have been made sense in some capacity if you got KD as the guy.
If we got a healthy KD.
You got a healthy KD.
If we got a healthy KD, I would have been fine.
Jimmy was your second. Thing is, the healthy KD changes so much. We spoke about Kemba. None of us wanted him as a main guy. Yeah. But if Kemba was your second guy, boom, and KD's the number one, you love it.
Yeah.
But looking at what we do, we got the wing now with RJ and Jimmy's 30 now. He's definitely going to decline on the back end of his contract.
Yeah.
And I think he wants the bag. I think he wants to compete. So I don't think we're going to see Jimmy in New York at all. I don't think we're even going to bother with a meeting or anything with him.
Nah, and I wouldn't either, man. I wouldn't take that meeting with Jimmy. But listen, I respect him. I love defensive-minded players. I love the toughness, the tenacity that he used to bring. Melo used to cook him up, though. Don't forget that. But
every single time.
Yeah, Melo did used to cook Jimmy Butler up.
Oh, defensive player what?
Yeah. That didn't shake Melo. But like you said, Terry, if we had a healthy KD, I would have came around to it. But the age, how he gels with the young guys, I understand Minnesota, that Towns and Wiggins, weren't the most mature. So he tried to come in there and shake things up. But I don't know, maybe it's just because it leaked to the media. There's always infighting on teams. Let's not act like everything is always pleasant. Even the championship teams, there's drama, there's beef. But I don't know. That whole situation just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. J.Ellis, what you think, man?
I'm kind of with Terry on the thing where I felt like it was overblown a little bit. I felt like the organization, the Timberwolves organization, went back on their word and he acted out. And he kind of did what he had to do to get out of that situation because they were just trying to lock him up there. So I don't really blame him for getting out of that situation. And I kind of feel like you said, Wiggins and those guys, they was a little bit soft. And they don't like those soft players. And I don't think that energy would be here with the kids we have right now. I feel like the kids we have are higher character and hard workers. So I don't think he's going to react that way with his kids. So that's not my concern. My concern is really the age. Giving this guy 5 years at 30 to me is just like
crazy.
Whoa, it's a little bit. But I love his game. I'm in love with his game and his attitude. And he's a clutch player too.
Yeah. Jimmy's surprisingly clutch.
Jimmy is clutch.
On that note, it sounds like this Rockets thing is gonna happen. The Rockets are gonna force Capella and Eric Gordon down some team's throat, and they're gonna make it. I think if he doesn't go back to Philly, you're gonna see the Rockets go really hard and try to get Jimmy in there for.
So this is still to keep CP3, Harden, and Butler. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. It sounds so. I know they've been shopping Eric Gordon and Capella as a package with a pick hard.
Yeah.
It seems like the CP3 news kind of died down a bit, and maybe they're thinking they want to run it back one more time. Jimmy definitely helps that team. Capella kind of got exposed. That said, the Warriors aren't going to be an issue next year, so you wonder if
Lakers might.
Yeah, 100%.
I think,
and so we'll see. But what are you going to say?
The trade is interesting. I think Eric Gordon used to ball out in the playoffs for the Rockets, man. Capella got exposed because he had no other offensive game except for the pick and roll. For the lobs. Once they shut down the lobs, he was pretty much finished. But I thought Eric Gordon, at the times when CP3 didn't have it, Eric Gordon, the past two playoffs, maybe not last year, the year before that, he balled out for them in the playoffs against Golden State. I just think they have a perfect opportunity to take the West, depending on what the Lakers come with. Yeah, I would just keep that team intact. But, Jimmy Butler can certainly help them, of course.
Oh, for sure. But at the expense of Eric Gordon,
it's an upgrade. It's
Eric Gordon and Capella because he got to.
That's what I'm saying. Who you going to play at the 5? They lost Montrezl Harrell, who's beasting. I thought he could have definitely been most improved. Siakam, obviously, you can't deny him that. But it's interesting. That's an interesting trade.
What's the contracts of Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker? Because I've heard rumblings about Houston might be trying to contact the Knicks to get Eric Gordon.
Yeah. Eric Gordon, remember we had lost out on Eric Gordon for Courtney Lee by about like a couple million.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I think that was maybe like 13 million. Let me check right now real quick.
I think it was like around the same price. Thing is, it's funny. Remember when we were after Ramon Sessions, like mad long ago, and we end up getting him on the end? Yeah, that Eric Gordon thing is giving me those horrible flashbacks.
Sessions,
we missed the guy. We get him.
No, he was so bad.
Yeah. Oh my God, man.
People forget he started that season. He actually started the 3 games before we.
Yo, did he throw an air ball over the backboard?
Man, we've been through some wars as Knicks fans, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. So for the record, I don't think we're going to be interested in that trade at all. I think from reports, if Mitch isn't going to be the main center, you saw this today, the more boogie news. I don't think they would put Capella. I think if anyone, if they're benching Mitch for anyone, or doing a Mitch at the 5 and someone at the 4, who's a center, it might be DeMarcus on a 1-year deal. Way more likely than doing this trade.
Capella. You don't want 2 Mitches on the team, especially at that salary. Plus, what's those Rockets picks gonna really be worth?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? I need lottery picks for that, or potential lottery picks for that. That's not gonna be.
Do you have anybody else's picks? I don't think so.
Nah, I think they can get someone like, look, Capella and Gordon are still solid players.
Yeah,
they got so many teams with cap. If you're a team that maybe just missed the playoffs or maybe an 8 seed, I gotta see who has cap. But I think they can get someone to bite on it eventually if they're going all in on this Jimmy thing.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Were they trying to get Jimmy remember when Minnie were trading him? Rockets was like trying to offer 4 picks and try to get Butler.
Right.
I remember that.
That's right. Yeah, they were after him from those days. True indeed.
And you know what too? Like, you wonder if Gordon is given more room to like be more the guy, because Gordon was the guy on his team before he had the injury problem. Like, he was the leading scorer.
Yeah.
The Clippers, right? Was it the Clippers?
Clippers or the Hornets?
Yeah,
the Hornets. When he was the Hornets, he was the leading scorer on the Hornets back in the day until he got injured, and then he got hit with the Rockets, and he's playing that secondary role. So he might have that lead guard in him.
You never know. I like his attitude, man. He's a gamer. If he could stay healthy, he's a gamer, man. Let's move to number 3. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. That is, when we talk about promoting the channel, sharing these videos, very important. Hitting that like button, very important. And also subscribing is very important. All those things activates the YouTube algorithm, and it gets more people in here. The more we get, the more callers we get, the better the show is. I know a lot of people have been noticing the crazy spam bots that we get in the chat. It's not just my channel. It's YouTube everywhere. It's a problem. The spam bots, even when we try to cancel them, they come back with different alterations of the name. So it's something that YouTube itself has to handle. It's really out of my control. I don't know the best fix for it, but, you know, our guys in the chat are going through it anyway, so it's kind of a non-factor. So that, you know, I'm just letting you guys know there's nothing I can really do about it. But number 3, reluctantly, I got to place this guy at 3, even though I'm not enjoying all the smoke about his interest in a certain team.
Yeah.
And you know what? Also, with the Kyrie thing, I wouldn't be interested in him by himself. The Kyrie thing to me was always a package deal with Kevin Durant. It was always a package deal to me with somebody else. But by himself, that I was never interested in it. But I'm still gonna put him at 3, man. What do you guys think?
It's crazy because I guess I think I mentioned this yesterday too. The switch we've done as a fan base on Kyrie has been insane. We're talking about the handles, Kyrie at the Garden. Now I can genuinely feel like most Knicks fans are like,
The sour.
Even with the KD thing, it almost feels like we're not even excited if Kyrie's the second guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know. You know, it's funny, the net smoke, which is, you know, everywhere at this point. We still really don't know anything, but it feels to me it would be such a shock if he came here after everything we've heard.
Yeah,
if you haven't heard anything
like
about
nothing,
any
yeah, we lost his audio. Yeah, we lost his audio for a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah. Kyrie is the kind of guy to retire at 29 like Barry Sanders.
Yeah. You just don't know this kid, man.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. He came to the Garden, it'd be lit. I know we'd be excited. He's such a performer. He's killed. Remember when he killed us at the Garden with the Batman mask on?
The Zorro mask.
The Zorro mask.
Killed us.
So Kyrie's a beast. But I don't know. It just doesn't even feel like it's gonna happen. And then I'm looking at it feels like he's all in on Brooklyn or potentially LA if they really could, kind of push that. And then if you're thinking about having him alone, how is that gonna? What if it's him and a Tobias? I don't know if I even like that.
Nah, I don't like that.
I don't know, man. Kyrie, it's kind of weird how his stock has dropped for us as fans.
It's crazy because he had like a career year. Like, look at his numbers. Like, look at his numbers. Like, put them like.
Yeah.
The guy show 48 from the field or something like that.
48% from the field, 40 from three.
Somebody's gonna give you 48% from the field, 40 from three, 24 a game, and 5 rebounds and 1.5 steals and sign me up for that all day. Yeah. But all day long, I don't care what your name is, but the mentals, man, is so much. There's so much to deal with. You just have to hope if that scenario was to happen, that Fizz will do that, dad Fizz thing, where he's like, I'm gonna mentor you, young man.
We gonna get you right, kid.
Get you right.
We gonna get your attitude right, Kyrie.
Yeah, exactly, because he was running Brad Stevens rampant, and you would hope that we have more of a stable situation with Fizdale, who maybe has, more relatable to the players and can probably manage the personality. So you would have to kind of try to bank on something like that if Kyrie was to be here.
I mean, for me, man, with Kyrie, it was, listen, as you said, J.L., this is one of my favorite players. Him and Dame Dollars have been, I love guards. I love the point guards. And, of course, the local point guards. I always love the local point guards. But the thing with Kyrie is that, the fallout in Boston was kind of strange. The comments was kind of strange with the media. It kind of just seemed like he kind of melted a little bit, being the guy. And then on top of that, you have the injury risk with the knees and how he plays and how he cuts on the dime, and you know what I'm saying? So all of that compounded with him being an injury risk is kind of just I would love to have him here, but only if we had a healthy KD, I would accept it. I don't know.
Would you accept him with anyone outside KD and Kawhi?
Nah.
No.
I kind of on the same thing. I don't know, man. The injuries. I will say this about Boston though. While he definitely deserves his share of the blame for how that kind of, as being the best player and how everything broke down there, he did have two weird things happen. Gordon Hayward, pretty much going from his running mate to just dead money. I think he's going to be better going forward, but still. And also, you rarely see a whole bench play so well and feel like they're starters, then have to deal with it. Yeah. That's not something that happens often. So apart from, the dynamic was always a little bit weird with not just Kyrie, but everyone who took that team so far, now looking at these guys coming back in, assuming their roles, and then, fighting for roles. So that's it's not a dynamic that happens everywhere, and it's not the kind of dynamic you'd be walking into if you came here. That said, you brought up the issues. I don't want to sit here and say no to Kyrie. You're telling me, yes or no? Do you sign Kyrie? I don't want to be a guy who's absolutely not.
If you express interest, you would say no?
Yeah.
I mean...
okay, so someone tells you right now, right? You don't know what's going to happen in free agency, but you can guarantee Kyrie Irving tonight.
That's a hard no, man. That's a hard no.
Listen, I would accept it. I'm accepting anything, man. I'm a damn Knicks fan. I'll accept.
That's a hard no, dog.
I would.
Kyrie come to your door. It's I'm coming. You want me?
Terry, it's like you said, man. We've been burned so many times, man.
Yeah, we burned a lot.
We have been scorned so many times.
Scorned. In our mind, we don't see Kyrie coming here and being better. We see Kyrie coming here, getting injured, and retiring at 29.
Yes.
That's our mindset is.
Did the Celtics have problems with Kyrie year one?
They didn't. And people in the chat are saying it's the Celtics' fault, it's not Kyrie's fault. I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I'm just reacting to how he reacted to it.
Yeah, and Kyrie's been quiet since the season ended. If you really think, considering how much noise quotes everything during the season, since it's ended, you haven't heard anything from him. You just heard the reports that Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn.
Everything.
So
his cameras ain't in his face no more.
Makes me sick. And I think that's what it is. I think it's New York, but it's a less pressure. It's a lesser of two evils.
Exactly what it is.
It's a less pressure, man. That's what he told the media. He said, I just want to play basketball. That's what he said. The Nets give him that chance, I guess.
Yeah, he wants to be happy. So
enjoy it. Screw him. Anyway, moving along. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. So we're down to number 2. Obviously, it comes down to one of two guys, and it's been the guy that we've been talking about for a year now. Currently injured. Listen, man, we've been talking about KD for so long, but I think with me, the injury aside, I've been on the fence about it a lot, but I just think with me, it's worth pursuing. You don't get these opportunities all the time. And, yeah, I think you take it, you go for it, and you count your praise. You cross your fingers that everything comes through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just hope the front office makes the right moves at the right time.
Yeah.
So that when he comes back, he's not looking at you like, dog, this is what I came back to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder how that, like, if he, let's say he did, how would that meeting go? Like, who are the players that he has in his mind that he wants to go after? Or is he calling them? Or are they talking to the Knicks? You know what I'm saying? That it's be an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm for the record, I'm all in on it. And the reason I say I'm all in on it is, like you said, CP, these opportunities do not come around. KD is not Amari, right? I mean, listen, Amari was obviously good in the past. KD's another level. KD is, talent-wise, probably a top 10 person to ever pick up basketball. Now, his career may not get him into the top 10 all time, but he's that level of player. Mm-hmm. You never know where he can end. This guy is like elite talent, best in the league. The Achilles, though. And you see the reports, I saw a couple of reports yesterday and today that, that 70% numbers being tossed around is that's what he's going to come back as. Mm-hmm. Even a worst case Kevin Durant, right? And not the worst case, which is like him not being able to play. But let's say 80% Kevin Durant, who can still spot up. Remember, KD was so good, the game was almost too easy for him at times.
Yeah.
Right? What's a KD? Look at MJ, right? MJ came back, obviously it was an injury, but he came back and reconfigured his game because he couldn't rely on athleticism as much and became just as deadly in many ways. KD coming back, I feel like that kind of player and the motivation he's going to have, he's not going to let himself just become a top 10 guy instead of a top 3, 4, 5 guy. I think he's going to refine his game as much as he needs to put himself in position to succeed. Maybe he becomes a better passer. Maybe I think these kind of talents, even with injuries like this, they find a way to still be, as much as they can get back to their level. Yeah. And if the Knicks sign Kevin Durant and it doesn't work out, I can't be upset. Because to me, like I said,
we still have our chips.
We still have our chips. This isn't a case where we traded for him and now he's injured.
Yeah.
And
it's not McDice. It's not McDice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How can you look back at Scott Perry and say, man, you signed the best player in basketball? What's wrong with you? I'm like, it's a kind of risk I think is worth taking because the reward. Yeah. And then I want to talk about some other things as we get into it. But the fact that KD coming in kind of buys us a year of the core.
Right.
Seeing what these guys really are instead of maybe, we could have traded. Remember that whole thing of maybe we trade the number 3 pick for AD? Yeah. All this stuff where we wouldn't even be able to see what RJ could look like.
Came a long way.
To me now, you're going to at least see. If you sign KD, you're going to get these kids got a year to audition for KD. You could basically say that.
That's
KD's
true.
going to be watching these kids play hard, see who's ready to be on maybe a championship team the next year, who's about it, who can play defense, who can do everything that we'll need. And then when they trade, when they package a couple of kids next year and trade them, it's a much more informed decision. Fizdale would have had 2 years with these guys, and maybe some of them improve. So what we're getting back in a trade is even better. So man, I can't be down on a KD signing.
And J.Ellis, people in the chat, they're killing me right now, man, because I did listen, and I'll stick to it. The timelines do not align. I always said it. The timelines do not align.
I mean, it kind of align more now that he's injured.
Maybe. Again, you still need these guys to take huge
a bit
leaps.
More, right?
Yeah, they align a bit more than he's injured. Like Mitchell Robinson, 2 years from now, might be a monster.
Might be.
From now, could be something. Like actually, it works out a lot more, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off the kids.
I just think, listen, man, we're trying to win a championship here, man. Just because we got cap space and picks doesn't mean we're going to do everything right, even if we don't get KD to do it. There's a lot of teams with cap space and assets, man, and that still can't get right. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about the timeline. I'm saying.
I'm with it, and the timeline doesn't fit, but I just think just go for it. The downside of it is we'll still have some money and we'll still have some assets, man. We can still make trades if we need to bring in some more guys.
I think we could fix the timeline, like Avengers in Endgame or something.
Thanos thing up, man.
Thanos, listen, KD comes in, right? Sits the year. We see all these kids play. Let's say out of the whole group, we see Mitch, RJ, and let's say Trier really emerge. Maybe Knox. I'm just saying Knox takes a step back. Frank is bad again. J doesn't show anything, right? Now they won't have high value or anything, but you have picks. You have cap room. You can then maneuver and definitely probably get another guy here with KD. Sign someone. To me, if you have a star, especially a star like KD, right? That level of star, and tied up outside of him, you can definitely convince someone else to get here in somewhere.
Exactly. If 3 of the kids turn out all right, and then we package somebody to get another like a star here, somebody gets mad, Barry Bill gets mad, and then it's like, oh, yep, come over here.
And don't forget, there's a good chance we back in the lottery again next year with another asset, man. I mean, a knock on wood. I hope not. I hope this team can be built enough to make a 7, 6, 7, 8 seed, but the likelihood at this rate, who knows? But the downside is we could be back in the lottery again with more assets. We got the Dallas picks we're looking at. There's a lot of flexibility there where you can make trades down the road or even get a nice player for the team again next year.
Yeah, I think, man, even off the court, KD coming to New York legitimizes this front office. Yeah. Something that they need. Because we've been screaming at other fans in the media that things are different, right? And they keep talking about, the Knicks. We're like, no, it's not the same front office. You don't understand. Perry's doing all this, blah, blah, blah. But they're seeing a lot of them are seeing 17 wins and being purposely obtuse about it and just saying it's the same Knicks, whatever. Showing that we can get someone like KD in the building. What is his mentorship going to be like for a year? KD's a baller. Like, that is a hooper. He loves this sport. I think he would benefit, the same way we saw what DSJ was able to do for Mitch. KD with a year talking to Knox and RJ. He was an RJ fan. There's that video of him a couple years ago. Yeah. Shouting out RJ. Him and
Trier too. He's a Trier.
Him and ISO Zoe. Like, I don't know. I feel, and because the nature of his game is so reliant on shooting.
And he's 7 feet tall.
And he's 7 feet tall. He's crazy mobile, which we know. But being mobile is actually what caused the Achilles in the end. We saw him in that game, man, just taking spot-up shots in the finals. Ultimate intensity. This guy was playing like it was Rucker Park. Like that time, he dropped 4 threes in a row. I'm like, listen, if we get KD in, I can't look at management upset. It's a risk worth taking. And if it doesn't work out, like I said, obviously it would suck. But I'd still be like, you know what, man? That was a top 2 player in the league. Like,
it's true.
You know what I mean? And it's not like he's 35. He's 30. Is he 30 right now, I think? So let's say he's back to himself for real at 32, right? You're still getting 32 in the NBA, especially for a superstar. LeBron is 35 now? At 32, wasn't LeBron in the 2016 finals doing the 3-1 comeback at that age? So it's not like, as long as it's not an injury, and obviously the Achilles are bad, but if it ends up being something that doesn't sap him of all his ability and he's still able to come back at that 85 to 90%, I don't know. Get him on there. Get him on the roster. Let him mentor. Let him make the Knicks, that franchise we should be. Just him representing the team is worth so much, even off the court.
Man. All right, symbolism right now.
It's all about symbolism.
Symbolism now, it really is, because right now it's just a sign of like, we doing something. A top 5 player in the NBA is co-signing us. He wants to be here. The Knicks are doing something right. It's not just lip service. It's not just a fan saying it. It's like, a big star puts a stamp on it. Like, it helps legitimize us. It does.
I hear that, man. All right, before we I want to get to the calls. Let's run through to the last guy, and our number 1 guy. You know who it is. We probably don't have a shot at him, but we're gonna meet with him. From what we hear, we will be meeting with the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. Listen, we talked about it earlier. Obviously, he's going to set up a meeting with the Lakers, with the Clippers. I think the meeting, if we do get a meeting with him, we will have to fly out to L.A. and meet with him. And obviously, the Raptors are going to have the final say in things. Listen, I think it's the best player in the league right now. Love to have him for obvious reasons. He's an absolute beast. The best player in the league, a two-way player, deserves all the accolades, came to this team in 1 year and won them the damn championship. There's nothing else to say, man. It's Kawhi Leonard, man, number one.
Yep. Once KD went down, it was a wrap. Kawhi is, I always liked him for the sense that he was younger than KD.
Yeah.
So you're getting the 7-9-year max, which is $31 million versus KD's 38. I'm like, if you're building a contender, that $7 million of flexibility could be huge. So I will always in on the Kawhi. Kawhi KD is obviously the dream.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to entertain that.
That was the dream for me, man.
I'm not going to entertain that. But Kawhi's always had this weird thing with New York. I remember when he was injured that year with the Spurs, he spent most of the year here with the doctor in New York, rehabbing. And then when the rumors came out, there was this like Kawhi KP rumor, and all of us were like, no, don't do it. That's typical Knicks trading the young, because KP was killing it at the time.
We should have done it.
I know, right? Looking back at it.
We should have done
So, I mean, it's weird that I find it odd that Kawhi even considered us, to be honest. Like KD, I get personality-wise. I can see why he wants to be at the Mecca. Kawhi never seemed like that type of guy, but the rumors have always been there. Obviously, with Uncle Dennis and that whole connection. But you've always
hanging on to his uncle. His uncle's going to tell him what to do.
Oh, man.
Gotta get what we can get, though.
Oh, my God, man.
But Kawhi's the one. You get Kawhi.
Kawhi's the one.
Woo, you hit it.
Kawhi's the
It's
one,
a
man.
man. I don't see it, man.
Oh, no. Of course not.
I don't see it.
Of course not.
Chris Carter was out here saying, "Oh, the Knicks." They got
Well,
more
listen,
respect.
Chris Carter was also the one that started the whole Spurs thing, so he seems to be in the know with them.
I think he knows someone in the circle for real, though. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
But more than your chance than you think. And front row, it's like, all right, we have more than a chance. All right, instead of having 10%, we got 15.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't see. He's so much to do here, and you talk about load management, which I think is going to be a part of his career going forward. He's not going to happen here. Unless we just went crazy and traded kids and really built like an instant roster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see. And then Kawhi is so weird. I'm like, what does he want? Because I trust. I mean, you talking about Fizdale earlier, right? Fizdale getting in that meeting, being like Don Draper, being amazing, convincing. I'm like, I don't even know what you relate to Kawhi on to convince him to come to New York. I've heard people talk about New Balance. I was gonna say that. People talk about
nothing. You can't pitch that man on nothing right now.
Yo, I don't know what New Balance colorways, dog. It's gonna work.
Yeah, you can't pitch that man on nothing right now. He got too many options, man. Too many options, man.
He wants to be comfortable. Deep down, I think he goes back to Toronto on a weird deal, like a 1+1, right? Something like that, where he gets to still, sticks with a contender, maybe give a shot at LA next year against LA. I don't know if I see this whole him being the third banana in the Lakers. I don't know, man. That's getting a lot of smoke now. But like you said, J.Ellis, we got a 10% chance. We got a 10 at best.
We'll see, man. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat once again. So that was our top 10 list. If you missed the first show last night, hit that eye icon on your right-hand side. You'll see that video there. Also, vote in tonight's fan poll. That's also in the eye icon. I guess the I stands for information, so just click on that. Rep your city, man. Where you guys watching from? Throw your city in the chat so we can shout you guys out. Also, if you're new to the chat, if you're a new viewer, we got over 700 people watching again. Salute to you guys. Leave us with a hashtag new in the chat so we could shout you guys out as well. Before we get to the phones, let's salute these super chats. Michael Parker, #1 fan of the show. He says, what up, fellas? Salute to Terry. What can we reasonably expect to pay to sign Vucevic for a 2-year deal? I don't know. I think he's going back to Orlando, but
I saw that. Like they're about to offer him what was it? 4 years, $90 million or something. I saw that.
4 years, $90 million.
Yeah. Vucevic about to cash out. Nah, he's not going anywhere. Also, shout out to Above the Rim. He says, Black Knicks regime will win free agents over in the end. Well, hope so. I hope so. Certainly proud of Perry and Mills. I definitely admire Scott Perry. There was a good article by Yahoo Sports on Scott Perry. I'll bring that up and throw the link in the chat. And Perry basically, just reiterated. He said they're not buying into the noise. They're going to continue to build a team according to their philosophy, bringing the guys that they feel fit their philosophy. And hopefully they can field a competitive team that's going to go out there and compete. And continue to mold it, and we'll see what the future years bring. So,
and that's what we want. People in the chat were saying why are we being delusional about free agents? I think all of us here are all about the rebuild.
Yeah.
But the fact is, we have $70 million.
Yeah, you got to spend it.
You gotta spend it.
You gotta spend
you have
it.
to be dumb.
Facts.
It's stupid. You got to at least have a meeting and see if a superstar wants to come here. And then if they do, you figure it out. But I think all of us are all in like, yo, don't go. We're the ones who don't want 3-year contracts. So we're all in on like, we want to excited to see what these kids, Mitch, you know, and everyone else can do. But the free agency, you have to discuss it. It's too big a deal. You have $70 million free. You're meeting.
Listen.
Only 2 teams in the league are getting meetings with both Kawhi and KD. Right. I think it's us and the Clippers, I think, actually, are the only 2 teams that are getting meetings. That already bodes well for us. So it just even as a franchise improving our rank.
The show is about the targets. It's not about who we are going to get or who we predict we're going to get. Exactly. It's about who we want. That's it, man. Don't look too far into it, man. Y'all looking too far into it. But shout out to let's see what people are checking in from. Carlos, Australia in the building. Let's go. Juancho in here from Orlando. We got Matt Shaw up in Portland. Shout out to Matt Shaw. A lot of Brooklyn in here. Gregory Lee, BKB, Bronx. It's me. What's going on? Edward Stallin checking in from Fort Lauderdale. Louis Lopez from Puerto Rico. What's going on? And you guys, Lima, Peru. We got somebody checking in from Lima, Peru.
That's what's up.
Yeah, NV1790. What's going on? We got Mark from the Philippines.
Yeah, shout out to Mark from Santa Clarita. I see you. Quite Mike from Brooklyn. That's Ty. I see you.
We got Florida in here. LaJuan Williams, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Go ahead, J.Ellis.
Yeah, Kareem, Barbados. I see you, Kareem from Barbados.
Okay. We got King Kronos, Madison, Wisconsin. We global, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Cali, the Rook. I see you.
Absolutely, man. All right, so we'll get to the phones now. We got through our free agency list. First guy in the phones. It's our guy Ron Cleveland. Wants to talk about Terry Rozier and KD. Ron, how you feeling, man?
Man. What's going on, fellas?
How you feeling, man? Two days away, Ron. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling the way I felt the other night, man. My plan ain't changed.
Yeah.
If I'm the GM, I'm telling you what I'm doing. Who has the youngest team in the league?
Oh shit, it gotta be us now.
It gotta be us, right?
Yeah. Gotta be us.
Exactly. So you know where I'm going with this. Not getting Kyrie or KD is not the end of the world. I'm telling you right now. Of course, I'll be happy if we get either one. Any fool would know you'd be happy if you have either one of those guys. But if we don't get them, we're a young team, man. We're a young team. So the plan, you stick and you get players that are on your timeline. And I'm sticking to it, man. Julius Randle. And I'm going to expand my horizons, man. Terry Rozier will be a dog with us. And I'm going to tell you why. The kid is selfless. He's going to play defense. He's going to play within the structure of whatever offense you're running. He's still trying to make a name for himself because think about it. The kid took a hit this year. Coming back on the bench, his number dropped. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He got to reestablish himself. So when you look at that factor, Terry Rozier is I'm telling you right now, that guy is going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. Don't forget. Let us not forget what the guy just did 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, they were talking as this guy definitely being a starter in this league. So when we look at that, Kyrie, go wherever he want to go. Durant, them guys is old, man. And I'm telling you as a Knicks fan and been a Knicks fan for years, you know what I mean? We done seen the laundry list of money we paid the players that couldn't play no more because of injuries. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, I ain't even cool with that injury. And with an Achilles, it's more likely than not that you blow that Achilles out again. The dude is old. So, hey, let Golden State go pay that 200 and something million, man. Keep building. We're a young team, and let it ride.
Okay.
All them quick fix days, y'all. I'm really. It's really funny to me when I hear people talking that are Knicks fans about getting a guy who's injured. We done went through that, man. We done went through that too many times.
Yeah.
And the history ain't good.
Yeah.
The history ain't good with getting players that's been injured. Don't get sidetracked with what this player has done. Yeah, true indeed, Durant is, in my opinion, the best player in the game. But coming off this injury and you 30, going to be 32 before you come back into the league to play another game, that is malpractice, man. And that'll get you fired. That'll get you fired. So at the end of the day, man, we on the come up. We still young. You see that flexibility. And what people fail to realize, we're going to have 5 first-round picks in the next 7 years. You still got an opportunity to build. And don't sit here and think, oh, Dallas automatically going to be good. Dallas can mess around with KP. It ain't no 100%. Has KP ever played a whole season?
Yeah, he hasn't been durable.
20 months since
he hasn't played a whole season. We can mess around and get a high draft pick off of Dallas on top of wherever we finish at this year.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the West, Dallas is not coming out high in the West. So we're going to get a high draft pick off of Dallas.
True indeed.
So, hey, man, stay the course. Don't get caught up. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, if we don't get KD and we don't get Kyrie, don't have your head. Don't go crazy like Stephen A. Smith, ready to jump in the
Not here.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate it, man. That's my guy, Ron Cleaver, man. Good call. Ron always has a good call, man.
I appreciate the passion. My only thing with the KD thing is I think all the things we can do are still true even if you sign KD.
Well,
KD is not going to be untradeable. That's the thing. Even at his, don't get me wrong, there's a chance it could definitely go bad. But I don't think a 32-year-old KD is going to be like Joakim Noah was for us at that.
No, I don't think so.
I mean?
Yeah.
And we still have the cap. We can still do other things, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like the risk is worth it because on the other end, what you could get is championships at the Garden.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, J.Ellis.
Breaking news. Everybody's saying that Darren Collison retired.
Yeah, I heard.
What?
All right.
Damn.
What? We over here talking about Kyrie retiring.
All right. So we'll swap him out with Rubio. Throw Rubio in there. Rondo. George Hill's available.
Hill is now a free agent.
George Hill's available.
Yeah, George Hill's available, veteran.
We'll swap him out in the list. I'll edit the video. We'll throw George Hill or Rubio or Rondo in there. Yeah. I mean, J.Ellis, listen, man, Ron is not wrong. You can't argue with the other side of the KD debate that it is the most atrocious injury that you could suffer in the game. The odds of coming back to your peak are not good. He's over 30, not good. He still has to rehab 1 full year, not good. All fair points. But like I said, number one, it's a gamble. How risk averse are you? But you still have all those picks, like he said, and you'll still have a little bit of cap flexibility to still make moves.
Yo, I'm getting more news from the chat. They're saying we get KD's meeting us first.
I don't like that.
He's meeting us
to be late
first.
That's not good.
I want to be late.
Hold on. Yeah. Let me see. Go ahead, Terry. Let me see.
I was just gonna say on that same point. That's the reason. That's all the good things about what Perry's done. You know, the 7 picks in 5 years, the space we have, the no bad contracts, all these things. The Hornets picks is actually what makes me more confident in taking the risk on KD. Because I don't think KD is going to end anything we could do the way in the past we might have traded all this stuff for someone like him.
We have no way of bouncing back.
Like, even if, let's say KD comes back and he's just a 21 point per game guy and can only play 25 minutes, right? But he's super efficient. It's currently not ideal, but it's not going to end. We're still going to have options and ability. These guys our core is so young and they're all on multi-year deals for a while. Mitch got 3 more years, so you got to pay him. Knox got 3 more. RJ got 4 years before you got to pay him.
Right. Like,
there's enough before you got to really, use the cap. So even if you sign KD and he was below expectation, I totally respect the idea of you know what? Forget it. Let's just do it for real, build it for real. Mm-hmm. But to me, the KD, Kawhi, LeBron, that level of player is the kind where logic can go out the window. Not out the window, but like I said, we can still adjust if it went the worst case scenario.
I agree.
Things.
It's not the end game like Melo and Amari.
It's not the end game like Melo and Amari was.
When we had no assets, and then we had half of our max contract in a rock, and then it just never worked. But I didn't see anything in terms of who he's meeting with first. I just see the Woj story about the 14.
It's on KD's page.
It's on KD's page.
What? Somebody saying, wait, what's it?
Somebody got to link that.
Twitter.
Yeah.
He said something about NY. He loves NY pizza.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Wait, was that a burner? Was that a burner account though?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, man. Okay, back to the phones we go. Let's go to E from Connecticut and wants to talk about the top tier free agents. E, how you feeling, man? Are you a new caller?
Yeah, I'm a new caller.
Okay.
I would like to talk about how if we don't really get like a top tier free agent, I don't want to spend our money on like someone like Boogie Cousins for a year. He's just gonna stunt Mitchell Robinson's growth. I'd rather bring back DeAndre Jordan for a year and probably a team option or a 2-year team option rather than get Boogie Cousins. Just because he'll probably demand more minutes than you actually get, and he will just be like, we'll just keep him for rehab. Also, I would rather risk getting KD than just having to always swap. Like, if KD doesn't go back to his, like, top of the league, it's worth the risk. But I'm not really feeling Kyrie. I want Kemba. Because Kyrie, he changing his mind all of a sudden, you know? Like, you get all these rumors about him going to New York. The Knicks. And all of a sudden, he going to Brooklyn. He want to leave the Cavs to go to a team that he can control. Now he's in the Celtics, want to go to some other team.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn just offered D'Angelo Russell a qualifying offer that makes him a restricted free agent. So I think what they're trying to do is, just in case if Kyrie don't go to
hedge
Brooklyn,
their bets.
They trying to offer, they trying to just match D'Angelo Russell so they all straight.
True, and appreciate the call. It makes sense, man. Sorry, man. We got a lot of calls in the queue. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we got to just run through the calls. The D'Angelo stuff makes sense, fellas. They hedge their bets. If Kyrie ends up going somewhere else, they could always match D'Angelo on the deal. If Kyrie does sign, they could always rescind the restricted free agency tender as well. So they're in the driver's seat in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, they tell me check Knicks Clicks Insta story.
All right. We'll get this. There's too much digging, man. Too much digging. Appreciate the call, E. Let's go to Jay from North Carolina. We didn't get to him yesterday. He wants to talk about free agency. Jay, how you feeling, bro?
Yo, what's up, man? Y'all got me all up late like I'm waiting on Warner Wolf, man. It's good to talk to y'all. How y'all doing, man?
Appreciate it, Jay. How you feeling, man? Happy Friday, man.
Hey, man, happy Friday, man. Hey, look, man, most importantly, we got a four-headed monster on our team. Mm-hmm. That's Tria, that's RJ, that's Knox, and that's Mitch. I don't care what we do, but we do not get anybody to take any time away from those four dudes' slot. Period. You know, if KD is good, that's only going to, make our organization look good. Yeah, we got him. But if I have my choice, I'm going for Kawhi and Jimmy Butler sit down at the same time with one meeting. That's what I'm going for. Them two dudes right there. If I can't have them, I need to uplift my four horsemen more than anything. Collinson shouldn't have even been on that list. Not before Rubio. I like Rubio. Rubio can learn some players on our team a whole lot. Mm-hmm. Rubio don't just give you the ball when you open. He gives you the ball in spots where you're supposed to be at. That's where
he gets guys
got to learn.
Dennis
got to want to be a point guard, not a scorer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's been in his blood,
He can be a point guard for our team and not a scorer. That's a major move for us. I can rock with him on that. But that's all I got for y'all right there.
Appreciate it, Jay. Appreciate the love, man. Have a good weekend, bro.
No doubt.
Yeah, you know what? I was high on Rubio too, man. Obviously, he's a terrible shooter. We know that. I know. So before people in the chat talk, man, he can't shoot. I get it. I've known that for a while, and that's why he shook loose out of Utah. But when it comes to running a team, the kid been doing it since he was 13 years old.
Yep. I remember Rubio in the 08 Olympics at 16.
Yeah, trashed us. They killed us, man. They
Rubio
embarrassed us, bro.
Yeah, and Rubio could defend. People forget Rubio was a decent. He was better when he was younger, but Rubio can hold his own. I've always been a Rubio fan. I think Rubio, in many ways, what we thought we could get out of Frank earlier, even if he couldn't hit the shot, that he'd be a little bit better running the team. Yeah. So Rubio, we haven't had a guard that can get people in position. Yeah. You watch how much some guys struggled last year. Imagine having a guy like Rubio setting guys up.
I would like that, man. I would like that.
I'm going for George Hill right now, though.
But
if I'm my pick, though.
I feel like George Hill would be better. Nice. Yeah, I feel like George Hill would have been a better pick if we would have gotten like that monster big three with KD healthy. George Hill off the bench would have been a solid vet minimum pickup. But for us, for the young team, I feel like it's just like a Jared Jack type of thing. Like, I don't know if I'm for real. Terry, what you think? I think that would be exactly Jared Jack.
This is for George Hill. You got to wonder about this guy's motivation because he was great with Milwaukee.
Great.
When he's not on a good team, he'll check out because before Milwaukee, it looked like Hill was on his last legs a little bit.
Exactly. Well, he looked like he was washed with Cleveland.
Yeah,
I thought that would have worked out well for them.
Me too. George Hill looked done. Like I was like, oh, this is it. This is the end of George Hill.
Yeah.
But he went to Milwaukee, got his second life. I don't know if George Hill coming to this team where we won't be really winning that many games.
That's what I'm saying.
I can see him check. And New York got so many distractions. Right. I can see him checking out more so than. I think Rubio's actually kind of always wanted to be here. I remember around that draft, when he went to where did he go? Mini, right? Yeah, in that double draft.
Yeah.
I remember there was, if we were higher, there was some Rubio rumors and stuff like that. So I think he's someone.
Him and Johnny Flynn. Yeah.
There was a rumor where there was
Johnny Flynn.
Phil Jackson was trying to trade Rubio for Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, Yep.
But
they said they wanted a first round pick in the deal.
Yeah. The only thing about Rubio is like we have so many people who can't shoot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get that.
Like it's gonna be more congested.
Yeah. I just think the reason why I like him over George Hill, and George Hill is a capable shooter.
Yeah.
I think Rubio's a better facilitator. George Hill to me is more of a two-tweener. You know what I mean? He's more in that, a better version of what Ramon Sessions and Jared Jack brought us. That's what I think.
Yeah, at least Rubio, if your point guard can't shoot, at least you got a guy like Rubio who's like a top 10 maybe playmaker in the league at the point guard position. Mm-hmm. How much better is Knox gonna look when he's not dealing with Moutier getting him the ball?
Like that's the thing. We need more than one person to start line who can shoot. You're gonna have Rubio,
I know. We need shooters badly, man.
Knox, Mitchell Robinson.
Our four has to be knocked down. I think whoever they get to start at the four
it's got to be a shooters, man. It's got to be
able to knock it down.
Yeah, like we got, and even two in today's NBA, even two people in the starting lineup who can shoot is still like.
I got faith in Knox this year. I got faith in Knox.
I'm counting Knox.
I got faith, man.
I got faith in the shooting this year.
Yeah, man.
I have faith in Knox. I have faith Knox is gonna be knocking down that corner three with his eyes closed.
Confidence. You gotta have confidence. He had a lot of open looks last year, man.
I mean, but he's at 34% from three. That's not our 35. That's not bad at all for a rookie. I think if he can get that to 38, which is a pretty decent jump. But I mean, he's been grinding. Knox has been working this summer. Knox has been working, so we'll see.
Yeah, man.
I have faith in Knox. So I like the pieces we have. It's like it's putting together correctly is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it's a funny mix right now.
Everybody needs the minutes, and you don't want a bench from person to not like. But it's like the pieces don't fit together right now. It's all clunky, dog.
Not right now, man.
Yeah. That DSJ RJ backcourt, which everyone loves for the athleticism, the spacing is just
space is tough. Space is tough.
There's a lot of guys running into guys getting charges. I'm seeing this season.
It's gonna be clunky. It's gonna be clunky fits, man. It's gonna be clunky fits, man.
But we'll see.
Man. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again on this reset. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man J.Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Special guest Terry from the Terry and Trey Show. We just wrapped up our top 10 free agent targets. Part 1 you can catch if you click that eye icon on your right-hand side, top right. You'll see last night's episode where we went from 10 to 6. all the live caller reactions and everything like that. Shout out to Homer in the chat. He's new. Salute to Homer. If you're new in the chat, once again, leave us with the hashtag new. Salute to all the Knicks fans worldwide, wherever you guys are watching from. We have people checking in from Peru, Uruguay, Australia in here, Canada in here. So that's a beautiful thing, man.
Shout out to the Rook, yo. And to all our wise, yo, just because of a point guard who can get you open shots doesn't mean you're going to hit him. Knicks were last in shooting. I think they were dead last in missing open shots last season. It was like even the open shots we were missing. Dog.
They were.
Like,
they were.
Don't tell me a point guard is going to solve it. You still got to make the shot.
That's true.
I mean, I also got to say, Fizdale's system's got to look a lot different this year. Because there was too much, your turn, you go.
Yeah,
you know
we need stability in the lineups.
Too much ISO.
He let ISO Zo go a little too ISO Zo a lot. I mean, he wasn't a major culprit or anything, but you have Moody as well. But we're gonna have to see a lot more structure this year. Because like some guy, Lewis Luck just said, "What system?" And I'm laughing. I want to say that, but like, really,
that's the key question, man.
I kept waiting. I was like, "Yo, mid-season, we're gonna start seeing some things." Nope, you kind of didn't. So Fizdale, pressure's gonna on him to at least show progress on that part.
I agree. I agree, man. Shout out to the hashtag news in the chat. S Holden, what's going on? Grown Simba, man, you've been in here plenty of times. You ain't new, man. Quiet Guy Game. Shout out to Quiet Guy Game. Okay, let's go back to the phones. We got a couple more callers in the queue, and then we'll wrap up. Let's go to Matt from Charlotte. He wants to talk about the defense and who to sign at power forward. Matt, how you feeling, man?
What's up, CP? What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, you going to Vegas, right?
Yeah, man. We'll be in Vegas. Me and Terry will be there. CK2K is gonna be out there, and my girls from the Knicks Omni fan are gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of people out there in Vegas, man. A lot of Knicks fans are converging. J.Ellis, man, we gotta get you out there, bro.
J.Ellis.
It's gonna be a lot of Knicks fans out in Vegas right now. We're working on a meetup next Saturday. So be sure to follow us. I'm going to blast it out everywhere, but be sure to follow us on our social channels as well. I'll throw the flyer out there, but we're working on a meetup that Saturday for anybody that's going to be in Vegas, so stay tuned.
Yo, go fund me. I'm going to come. Go fund me. I'm coming.
We got to set up a travel budget for J.Ellis, man.
Get this super chat popping for J.Ellis.
Yeah, facts.
Yo.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. What's up, man?
My topics, like I said, I want to talk about who we going to sign at the 4. I think the guy you guys touched on last night, Portis, I looked him up yesterday, today. I think he might be all right. And I think we should try to bring back the DeAndre Jordan. I mean, to me, we should have a revolving door at 5 with Mitch, DeAndre, and whoever else we might get. But yeah, I mean that's for the 4. But my next topic is scheme, like to what you call it, Fizdale. He on the clock, bro. We all know that he on the clock. Because basically, I mean, this is my question to y'all. This is kind of sound like off topic, but I want to have a question. Like, if you're in football and somebody's playing cover 2 or cover 3, and the quarterback is torching your defense, why are you not making adjustments? You know what I'm saying? Not so much personnel adjustments.
I mean, you could have just related it to basketball too, man. You know what I mean? Adjustments are adjustments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen what I'm getting at. Listen what I'm getting at. Not just personnel adjustments, scheme adjustments. Like, bro, Golden State had no business sweeping Portland in the conference finals. I'm gonna tell you why they swept them. Because Steve Kerr, I don't know if you guys watched a couple of them games. Steve Kerr ran different sets every time Dame Miller came down. They was running double teams. I mean, you think about it. Golden State, all they got is Draymond and Iggy as above average defenders. Everybody else is 3 of them.
Nah, Clay's all defense. Clay's all defense.
All
too,
defense.
Clay's all defense.
I guess you can say that, but he long. He long. I mean, KD long too. I mean, I'm just saying they ran different sets at them. I mean, they swept them. I think Steve Kerr did a great job. He's very underrated. And basically what I'm saying is not just the Knicks, all the teams, why, back in the 90s when we had illegal defense, why don't we play different like schemes, like run a zone? It's all about getting stopped.
Hey, we did run the zone. It got exposed.
Like, yeah, man, we run the zone too much.
Appreciate the call, man. We just gotta keep it pushing. But listen, I think Terry, I think the bottom line is I agree with Matt. Fizdale is gonna be on the clock next year, man. This year was his grace period, his honeymoon. This year was his grace mood. His grace mood.
2 years. Oh yeah, Rick,
I think year 2. I think this is, regardless of who we have, Fizdale has to start to establish the identity of his team right away, man.
I think people are gonna want 30 games minimum.
Wins. 30 wins.
We gotta look way better.
We have to.
I wanna shout out to SS Television who's moderating the chat. Hold up. I gotta get this quote out. I've never seen Fizz make an adjustment on the court unless his seat was uncomfortable.
For real. I mean, listen, when he was interviewed earlier last season, he pointed to the fact that, and I could understand it, it's a young team. You had a lot of young players, not making excuses for him, but it's true. You had a lot of young players. You had players in here on the last year of their deal. It was all hodgepodge, a lot of scrap heap plays, Hazonia, Moutier, Vonleh, guys like that. There was no chemistry there. And what Fizz is saying, they had a hard time with the schemes, getting adjusted to the schemes, getting adjusted to what a new team is bringing every night.
That's on the vets.
So it was a challenge. Well, that was definitely on the vets.
Listen, we're gonna know. It's almost like if you're just trying to judge Fizdale, us not getting stars is gonna let us know about him way quicker. Because you're gonna know within 2-3 months.
Pressure's
if we
on.
start, pressure's on. I mean, I think it would have to be some off the court craziness for him to get straight up fired. But pretty much he has to show something this year, or the third year is gonna start with him possibly being fired within 10
Oh
games.
Man, that third year is gonna be rough.
Yeah, I mean, Fizz is a talker. We know Fizdale got that job because he went in there and spoke. Yeah, and I'm of the opinion, I've always said this, that a New York coach sometimes has to be more than an X's and O guy. You have to be able to talk to the media.
You gotta be a politician, man.
You gotta be a politician. And he's done a lot for I gotta give him, man, props for bringing in Patrick at the beginning of the season, getting the legends involved. He's definitely helped in some of our perception, and that's part of the job.
Yes.
But at this point, and like a lot of us are letting him rock for last season, even though there's a lot of stuff we didn't like. We got to come out this season. Same group of guys. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We didn't make the AD trade. So he's at least going to have, at this point, 6 or 7 between Frank, DSJ, Dot, Knox, Mitch,
returning.
And RJ.
Moutier.
Maybe
it's not over, man.
I told you, J.Ellis, we can't come into the season on the media
it's not over, man.
Talking about players we re-signed. Emmanuel Moutier is not going to work, bro.
I read mutual interest 2 days ago.
It's not going to work, bro. You can't come into training camp talking about we brought Moutier back.
Cannot. But he brought in, there's enough guys back that if these same group, it's like 7 guys who've been with Fizz for so long at this point, a whole full year of the same guys. If we don't start seeing something better happening, then that's a little worrisome. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys we bringing back, especially young guys, and all of them work hard. We got no bumps on the team who just hate working hard and aren't out there with Fizz really trying to get it.
Yeah, man. All right, we got a couple more calls in the queue, and then we'll wrap up. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. This Sunday, 6 p.m. on the dot, Moke Hamilton from The Athletic, from ESPN, joins us. We're going to break down free agency, the beginning of free agency, what's going to happen, any breaking news, anything he's hearing, he's going to let us know. It's going to be a great show. So that's going to be the next show, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Going ham. Don't miss it. Okay, we got a couple calls. Jay's from Brooklyn is up next. Worldwide West is on deck. Sammy's on double deck. All right, Jay, he wants to talk about free agency. What's going on, man? Oh, Jay's at the club right now.
What's going on, brother?
How you feeling, bro? You good?
What's going on, man?
Chilling. If you got us on speaker, Jay, you got to turn on to speaker, bro.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, that much better.
Yeah, there you go. Much better, yeah.
All right, yeah, so let me just get right to it, man. Like, KD is going to be okay after the surgery. Like, this is modern medicine. Like, people saying he going to be washed up, he going to lose something. Of course he is, because he's over 30, but, like, he's going to be fine when he comes back. Like, and it's another good reason for us to sign KD and for him to sit down for a season because the other guys get more time to develop. You know, guys like RJ and Knox, they're going to be playing, like, the wing position and all of that. So with KD there, they're not going to really get too much of that burn. So it's good for them to get some continuity, some more ball time, you know? Get some more playing time under their feet. You know, that's good for them, you know? But as far as free agents, I feel like we should go after, like, a lead guard. Like, you know, Brogdon, like, if we throw the right amount of money at him, we could get him. He's 50, 40, 90. Like, he's shooting off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So why not go after him? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then if the ball is moving around, then, you know, the tide, it raised all the boats. You know, if everybody, you know what I'm saying, running and gunning and moving the ball to the right guy, the assist numbers will come up. I don't think we necessarily need a lead passer. We just need somebody that could keep the offense moving and flowing, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And appreciate the call, bro.
Nice.
Brogdon. I love Brogdon.
Yeah.
Yo, what do you guys think? What if the Suns are waiting to move in on Brogdon? What if they make him like a crazy deal that the Bucks can't match?
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, you those destinations that aren't like hotbeds for free agents, right? They gotta do something. And Malcolm was an older rookie. I know he got rookie of the year, but he's like, was he 27 now? Maybe because he was older from the time he came in. I think he was a 4-year dude.
Let me check, Brogdon.
Yeah. This is his money though. Like whatever. This is his big contract for his career.
26.
Right now. Yeah, this is probably maybe he gets some less than 30, but this is gonna be his main. You know, this is his prime. My guy is lights out from everywhere he's been since he got into the league. Good defender, very good defender.
Solid.
But can you give this? I don't see him taking a 1-year deal or
No. He's gonna get a multi-year deal.
Yeah, he's gonna get Miranda. And I don't think we are gonna offer him 3-4 years. I don't see that.
He's gonna get a multi-year deal. They're saying the Bulls, Celtics, Suns, and Mavs are considering signing him to an offer sheet. It's gonna be interesting, man, because that could hurt the Bucks. Yeah, that could really hurt the Bucks, man.
That's a huge blow, man. They're gonna try to trade everybody to keep that boy. I know that.
Absolutely.
The Bucks got what? They got Middleton probably going back, but they got Brook Lopez too. And Mirotic. Their team's in like a weird spot for what could happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see Brook Lopez. I'd like to see Brook Lopez go to the Pelicans and go team up with Zion. I think he's a perfect complement to Zion.
Stretch that door for them.
Yeah, I think he'd be the perfect complement for Zion. And that's a team you just never know, man, with Drew Holiday, Ingram, Lonzo, Zion, Brook Lopez, if you get him. That'd be an interesting five, man. That'd be an interesting five.
If Zion hits the ground running, that's good. That could be, you know, every year you got like this random youngish team that's better, way better than you think.
Gets off to a hot start.
Yeah, I can see the Pelicans because they got depth. They got a lot of, you know, listen, Lonzo was a number 2 pick. All right, Lonzo was a number 2 pick. Zion, you know what he is. So you never know. It could just hit. Yeah. And they say got Drew. Drew's a beast. I love Drew Holiday.
Absolutely. Yeah. Always a solid player. All right, next up, we got Worldwide West up next. Sammy's on deck, and then we're going to wrap up with Fred from Jersey. Worldwide West, you up next. What's good, bro? Just ignore the countdowns. It doesn't mean your call's about to time out. But how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself, my man?
Hey, man. We're headed into the weekend.
60 seconds.
2 days away from the start of free agency, so can't complain, man.
Yeah, everything is going to come to reality. No more rumors.
No more rumors.
So, talk about three quick things.
Mm-hmm.
3 quick things. First, KD's Achilles. Now, I know I'm not a professional basketball player, but I tore my Achilles last year, May 5th, right?
Wow.
Now, I'm 34 years old. I'm, older than KD. And I used to be a very athletic player, dunking, all of that, whatever. I returned back to form. I'm still super athletic, you know what I mean? Move well laterally. I lost a step as far as like my burst, like explosion to the basket. But as far as laterally or vertically, I'm the same.
10
my jump shot is the same. KD has 20 times better doctors around him than I did. He's going to have a way better rehab program. I worked hard, but he's going to work even harder. So I'm confident that he's going to return to form. Another thing is, everybody keeps saying this narrative that how the Achilles is the most devastating injury, which I don't think it is, because
what you think, patella?
Have you ever heard of a person tearing? Yeah, absolutely, patella or the ACL.
Patella definitely.
Patella's bad. Yeah,
Patella's bad. Patella is bad.
The thing is, with the patella, anything with the knee, there's residual effects for the rest of your career. Every time you play, your knee swells. You have to ice it. You can't play back to back, so 4 days, 4 games, and 5 nights. With your Achilles, You don't ever have to ice your Achilles after you play. After you get repaired, Achilles, your Achilles never swells up. You understand? You never heard of anybody tearing the same Achilles twice. You've never ever heard that. And also, if you look at the number of players who's ever torn their Achilles in NBA history, it's like 11 or 12 players. So there's such a small sample size. You know what I mean? They're going off, and all these guys just happen to be over 30. None of them were really great players to begin with, other than what's his name on the Hawks?
Dominique.
Dominique,
so
yeah.
Dominique, yeah. That's what. And he returned to form. He was averaging 28 points or 26 points a game the next 2 seasons when he came back. You know. Thank you. So I have no qualms about signing KD. You know, I think that we should go ahead and do that.
Okay.
As far as the other free agents are concerned, I think Julius Randle should be top priority. I heard you make a joke that say he's Enos Cantor all over again, which I don't think he is, because his defense is not great.
That was my point. He is more versatile offensively, for sure.
Yeah, people would call him young Draymond, like a possibility, the possibility to be him if he was motivated. But can he be motivated is the question.
Yeah, he and that's, you know, so his defense is not great, but he can offer so much more than Cantor from an offensive standpoint.
I agree.
He can pass, he can dribble, he can drive, he's athletic, he can post up, he can shoot the ball from distance at a consistent rate, you know, fairly consistent, and he's still growing. He's a team player. He's hungry. He has a lot of fire. He plays with a lot of, you know, desire that we need on this Knicks team. I think that, you know, he'll fit in perfectly at the 4, and then crunch time, you can move him to the 5, and he can play in a small ball lineup. You know what I mean? Even if you know, I'm talking about in the future, you can move Knox to the 4, so on and so forth. Or even if we have like a Marcus, one of the Morris twins, whichever one was on Boston, you know what I mean? Or even Bobby Portis. So I personally think that we should get Julius Randle and Bobby Portis backing him up, because we don't have any power forwards. And we need legit power forwards. None of this Lance Thomas.
Nah.
Oh, God, man.
That's why I like Luke, but we need more.
Fringe NBA players.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah.
We need more at the 4.
We need legit NBA players.
Sure.
And lastly, I don't think we need anything to do with Terry Rozier. Like, what sense does it make from an organizational standpoint? Like, when you acquire a player or you draft a player, it's an investment. When you make an investment, you have to allow that investment to yield dividends.
That's what I'm saying.
If you draft Frank, right, and then you don't play him, and you pick up Moutier, and
DSG.
I will never agree with Fizdale. I don't care what he said on his press conference. You play Moutier, a guy that me, you, and the entire organization knew he had no future in this organization, at the detriment of Frank. Now we still, year 3, we don't know what Frank is.
No clue.
Right? So that would be doubling down as asinine you can be to get another point guard in a season like this, where we're still technically rebuilding whether or not we sign KD, right? The only player I'm going to put Dennis Smith and Frank on the bench for is Kyrie, assuming we sign KD. That's a logical thing to do.
Agreed.
If not, you have to give one season to find out what you have. What do we have? How could you continue to get point guard after point guard after point guard? And now you're going to have, you can't play Rozier 35, 40 minutes a game.
Right.
You can't play.
It's still going to be the point
Smith.
guard.
So none of them are going to reach. Exactly. None of them are going to reach their full value. So even if you want to make a trade for one, you're not going to get the right thing back. And then all of a sudden you look up, that player is flourishing somewhere else because they're actually getting 40, 38 minutes, 35 minutes a game.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
He needs to make a commitment to the players that.
True indeed, man. And appreciate the call, Wes. Listen, I agree with all his points, man.
Yeah, great points.
I agree with all his points.
Yeah, I agree with everything there.
Yeah. I think the patella, he is right, though. The patella has definitely ended careers right away in all sports. Football, basketball. That's what happened to Victor Cruz. Azubuike. Remember we had Azubuike?
Man, I kept waiting for him to come back, too.
We kept waiting.
I'm like, he's coming.
He's like, wait, when is he coming? Because it was like more and more, this D-League trade looked like a dud because Roney was trash. Anthony Randolph never improved from middle school. So we were like, all right, it's Azubuike time. Nah.
Oh, man.
He never showed up to the game.
Never showed up, man.
He
never played. I waited so long. I was in 2K He's bombing threes in 2K. I was like, it's about to happen.
It's facts. Never happened, man.
I want to say, just on his point on Frank, I'm repping the Prince tonight. I get his point too. You know, I look back, I was thinking when KP went down, which was February 2018, right? Yes. At that point, Burke played. He traded for Moutier. Moutier got to start, and all this time happened. I'm like, we've had the worst record in the league by far since then. I always wonder if Frank had played from that moment till today, we'd have probably the same record, and he'd probably be better. Even if you wanted to trade him, he'd probably be a better player today. So I gotta see. You know, I know Fizz had that Moutier thing, and you'll see if he resigns whatever. But I really hope going forward, like I think they'll commit. I know Frank had a weird thing where he wasn't really a Perry guy because of Phil getting fired, so that might have clouded things. But I just hope going forward we really see, you know, and I think Fizz will, you know, RJ and Watch, these guys are getting what they need, the playtime and everything, and not being buried or anything like that.
True indeed, man. True indeed. Good points. All right, last two calls of the night. Salute to everybody for sticking with us. First up is Sammy from upstate. He thinks we could end up with Boogie Cousins. Sammy, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, gentlemen? So, okay, let me start out by saying a couple of you may be like on suicide watch. I mean, I could really see us waking up and finding out that they got Kyrie and Boogie. And I think you'll flip the. I don't know how you would handle that. I mean, that could be the combo that ends up here. If Katie don't come, and somehow Kyrie did, I could see Boogie being the other guy. Is that going to flip you out a little or what?
Yes.
Wait, but how long? How long?
What's your terms, Sammy? What's your terms?
Well, listen. I want Boogie, but let me explain why before you cut my head off, okay?
Okay.
I think you guys got this all wrong.
Okay.
You're all forgetting that 2 years ago, the brother was the starter in the NBA. He was in the All-Star game. He was
excellent.
He wasn't a backup. He didn't make the team because someone got injured. He was a starter.
Agreed.
All right?
Yep.
And I'm just saying, what if he comes back to that starter player? I'm not even wanting to keep him. I want to bring him in, not for a max, a decent contract, and let him play and give him the time. I would be even willing to listen. The bottom line is I love Mitch. I've been saying from day one I don't want to trade Mitch, but when Mitch's minutes go up, Mitch's foul trouble's going up. I mean, he's not going to stay on the court every game.
Maybe he was pretty disciplined down the stretch.
Yeah, down the stretch, he did a lot.
He got better. He got better with DJ at the end.
But he really was.
But he's still in this year, right?
Better, but I'm still not sold on that. All I'm saying is, if you bring in Boogie, there's going to be time, but you could even play the two of them if you had to. You know, we're not winning anything this year. We're building a team. We want to get our young kids playing time. The caller before me was an all-star call. Everything he said, I mean, I think we all sat there pretty much almost 100% agreeing.
Yeah, I agree
I'll tell you one thing about that caller I wish he would have done different. I wish he would have explained to you about his mental state during that surgery, about his mental state when he blew it out. Because I'm sitting in bed right now recovering from total knee replacement. I'm a lot older than some of y'all. I'm about to be 50. Before I got injured in a car accident, I was running obstacle course races, you know, and had sponsorship. I didn't win them, but I'm well known in that field.
Oh, like what? Like Spartan races and stuff?
It. Yeah, I've done 80 of them. I mean, and I can't tell you after the surgery, my mind was blown, man. And I mean, I had the surgery over a year later. It wasn't even like 2 days after I blew something out, I went and had it like Katie. You know, everyone's talking about how wishy-washy he is, how he's so undecided. That man's head is not on straight. And I think that whatever team sits him down and says that to him, like, it says, like, I really get you. I get where you're at right now. I get that your world has been flipped upside down.
Yeah.
But if you come to New York, one, you got the best doctors in the country right here. We're going to make sure you see the best and only the best. And we're going to put you, you know, all we heard about in the NFL is the Kansas City model. You remember that, right? Now we gotta sell KD on the Toronto model. We got to say, you're going to come here, and we're putting you on the Toronto model. We're going to do to you what Toronto did, you know, with Leonard, with you know, you know who I'm talking about.
Kawhi Leonard. Yep.
I mean, I just think I think it's not all about money. I think it's about saying to them, we really understand that your world is flipped, and we really understand what it's going to take. You know, it's going to take you some time, and you're not going to come back the next year and be the same player right out of the gate you were. You know, we're going to give you time off. We're going to do exactly what went on in Toronto, and you have to see that we did. But we do have all these young kids. If one, you know, I think we all believe that RJ is going to be a home run. I really do believe that. You know, it's just a matter of what you put around him. Anyway, so what I was saying about Boogie, you bring Boogie in. If Boogie ends up being if your Cousins ends up being the player he used to be or anything darn close, he's not staying a Knick. When the
what's the point of bringing him in though?
I don't think when the trading deadline comes, someone's going to pay us for him. Someone's going to give us young players and a future first rounder.
Well, that I don't know. I appreciate the call, Sammy. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Terry.
I like the trade. I love the idea of potential. No, obviously, if Boogie comes, things went bad. So
yeah,
if we're getting Boogie on a 1-year deal, trade asset, I kind of like it. My thing is with Boogie and his numbers, I have never been convinced about Boogie as a winning player. I watched this dude put up insane numbers in
Sacramento. He's not a winning player.
Nola. And I'll give him credit because that year when he tore the Achilles, they were kind of building a little something there, him and AD.
Yeah.
But Boogie, to me, I've never, I could see Mitch. Mitch will never put up Boogie's numbers. I can guarantee Mitch is not going to give 26 and 12 and the threes. But Mitch Mitch being who he is and getting better, I think is a way more impactful and winning player than Boogie at the center long term. And I don't want that Boogie Kyrie thing. I don't know. To me, I like the idea potentially of Boogie on a 1-year deal. Build up his value. You could play him at the 4, like he said at time. Trade him at the deadline. Mitch is mobile enough. Mitch can guard fours. Half a season kind of thing. You're trying to scheme and get picks. I kind of buy that. But anything beyond that, I'm like, this guy's not a winner. And I feel as if the downside of what he could do chemistry-wise for us isn't worth the upside. Or isn't worth the pick we might get.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. J.Ellis, you have anything? Or we'll get to the last call. You look like you're about to fade to black right now. So let's wrap this up. Last call of the night. Appreciate you, Sammy. Fred Hardaway is back. Just flew back from Dallas.
Oh, no. Visiting Timmy.
Visiting his man. Making sure he's in good spirits. After the blockbuster trade.
Oh, yeah. Timmy good. Timmy good. You know, Timmy... He had himself off of that injury he had. You know, he was playing with all last year, you know?
Yeah, man.
Hey, guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. How you feeling, bro?
But I just wanted to call. I'm feeling good. How y'all doing? J.Ellis?
Yo.
You know, CP. Terry's the first time talking to you two, bro. You know, I like what you do. You know, shout out to all the callers before me. You know, y'all really make it hard for me right now to close this out and shit. Close this out and stuff. But I just want to say... I just really want to say, like, this free agency, this is about Knicks having respect for themselves, okay? Like, I know everybody's talking, and the caller, 2 callers ahead, talk about KD coming back or being able to come back off of that injury and probably being not fully himself, but being able to be capable. But, you know, we're not signing him to be capable. Like, we're signing KD because until he went down, he was arguably the best player in the league. I find it hard when he come back. If Kawhi stays in Toronto, you're going to have a year with LeBron and AD going to be in the Lakers. With the Lakers, there's so much that can happen. You know, a year in the NBA can be an eternity. And you're talking about he possibly going to be back, let's say 15 to 17 months. That's a long time to be rehabbing and be waiting for a guy that's only going to be signed for 4 years. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going – and then you got Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Snakes swerving around trying to pick up whatever we can't get. So I'm just want the Knicks fans to just, you know, if KD come, he comes. But if he don't, it ain't the end of the world. We got R.J. Barrett out here. We got Mitchell Robinson out here. We got a nice young talent. Soon, I can't wait till they trade Frank Ntilikina. Get him out of here. Get Frank out of here. But I just feel like with what we got with RJ and Mitchell Robinson, because that's who I'm going to be watching. The way that RJ can penetrate to the basket, and we haven't had nobody like that.
Yeah.
This is arguably one of the best, like, coming out of college. Shoot, he could have came out of high school. If this was in the 90s, what he was putting up in high school, he could have been pretty much a lottery pick coming out of high school. And the Knicks guy, and we haven't drafted nobody like this before. And I'm just excited to see the young nucleus continue to grow. I'm okay with Moutier coming back. I'm okay with DSJ coming back. I'm just not okay with us tanking. I'm like, there's no incentive in trying to lose these games. I've seen a lot of that from the coach.
You still there?
All right.
Oh, we lost Fred. Fred went out on top, man.
He went.
Yeah, I didn't cut the call. I didn't cut the call. The call just dropped.
He's going in.
Yeah,
One thing I gotta say, man, and we're all loving RJ. Listen, RJ I think he's got the mentality to keep pushing and getting better.
Me too.
But I don't think RJ is gonna hit the ground like the savior. I don't think RJ is gonna be Donovan Mitchell year one. I think he's gonna be driving into a lot of dudes and getting in foul trouble. Getting not out foul trouble, offensive fouls. I think he has a mentality to keep pushing and getting better. But I don't think RJ is gonna hit the ground like the savior. I think the expectations, because he's about New York and he said so many great things, are getting higher and higher. But you know what? We're gonna see summer league soon, so you get an idea of like how he looks. But let's not put everything on him immediately, even though I think we made a great pick and he's gonna turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah, you gotta be patient with RJ.
Yeah, you gotta be patient with RJ. I mean, highest expectations on a pick in forever. So
yeah,
and KP didn't have this because we didn't think KP was gonna be near that good.
Nah, no one had any idea on him, man. No one had any idea on him, man.
Yo, and shout out to Michael Parker. He donated some money, and he actually had a question. He said, "What is the tax penalty if the Knicks don't spend the required percentage of cap space?" I don't think there's a cap penalty. I think it's just like
they have to. I think they just have to give it's actually good for the players on the team. They gotta to give the money. They divide the money over everyone else still on the roster.
Yeah, like the way they like add the difference, right? The difference in the cap.
Yeah.
So everybody on the roster, right?
Yeah, I think 90 isn't 90 the minimum threshold we need to hit. So if we don't hit 90, the difference between whatever we have at 90 is what we're gonna have to distribute. So dudes could like Trier getting a nice little fat check if we don't try anyone.
Yeah, man. They hope. Absolutely, man. All right, Terry, man, get us out of here so we can get J.Ellis to bed, bro.
Yeah, man.
Let him know where to find you, man.
J.Ellis is looking at me like, yo, stop talking. All right, you can find me on Twitter, NYK Terry and Trey. Find me on YouTube, the same thing. We do fun stuff. We got season tickets, make music videos. I'm going out to Vegas. I'm going to see CP out there, CK2K, Knicks Omni fan. We're going to be live from Summer League. Should be dope. Thanks for having me, guys. I love the chat. They're trying to trash me earlier when I brought up the hypothetical just to hear what people would think. Come on, guys. All right, but yo, thanks to everyone. Thanks for having me again. This was dope. I enjoyed the last
Yo, Terry, we need you back, man. That was a solid contribution, man. Thanks a lot, bro. J.Ellis, go ahead, man. Get out of here, bro.
You know where to find me, man. YouTube.com/Nicky Time Show. You check the latest episode of Nicky Time Show featuring my guy Perlman. Spencer, so check that out for sure. Also, episodes drop on Tuesdays on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play, and all that stuff. There's not gonna be an episode this week though. Next week after that, there'll definitely be an episode. Definitely check that out and follow me on all social media platforms. All my links are in my bio if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. That is all. Nighttime for me, CP.
Later, bro. Great job, man. Great job to both of you guys. Thanks again for joining. Salute to everybody for joining us, man. We had over 700 people on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that was watching on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We're going to start streaming to Instagram as well. We're going to figure that out. The show is available in audio format. You saw it. Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher. Hit all those links are in the video description. Whenever you come into the show, check the video description for the latest links. Make sure you subscribe to the channels, hit that notification bell, share these videos on Twitter. We need your support. Hit that thumbs up button, share these videos, and subscribe to the channels. That's how we grow. So we need your support. It's a community thing that we build in here, and without you guys doing it, we don't get to where we are. So appreciate that. Sunday night, start of free agency, 6 p.m. We're going to be coming live, reacting to everything that comes in. Hey, man, we're 2 days away. No more rumors, like Worldwide West said. No more rumors.
Yeah, man.
I'm good. I'm done. I don't want to hear a thing. I don't want to hear anything. I just want to hear signings and
That's it. Woj bombs. Woj bombs. That's it, man. So once again, salute to everybody. Turntable Gunman, appreciate it. Above the Rim, all my mods, man. TM, Above the Rim, Dave, Shells, SS Television. Salute to you guys, man, for helping out all the time. Frank Matos, Delano, always in here. Thanks a lot. Will Farmer. Go ahead, J.Ellis.
Yeah, shout out to Craig Williams and Cody for holding it down as mods for the shout out. Shout out to Kareem Maloney, 3-0, Sammy Soso, Macho Man, Logic 345, all you guys, man. Teddy Payson, Teddy Payson.
Yeah, man. Jack Rhodes, I see you. Thanks again. Deadly Samaritan, what's going on, man? Appreciate it, man. And again, if you guys want to catch part 1, just hit that little eye icon, catch part 1. Until then, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. See you there. Peace.